And we are live. What's good, Josh and man, DL Saint? Welcome. I really want to know podcast, man. I know I'm on a crazy schedule, guys. I know I'm on a crazy schedule. My bad. That's all I can say about that. You guys are probably going to be watching this on team replay because I gave no notice. No one knows I'm doing it. I'm just jumping on here. So apologies. And I know there was some confusion. I had rescheduled that Hollywood casting couch story for tonight inadvertently. I meant to have that for Monday. That was my fault. I meant to have that for Monday. So forgive me for that. Just checking out the audio and everything. Give me 1 second. So definitely have the camera. We have the correct camera. All right, we got everything going. I know it's late for those of us on the East Coast. It's 1 a.m. 10 o'clock on the West Coast, and then somewhere in between in the middle of the country, man. But I really wanted to jump on and talk about this. I know last time I came on, we had the panel. We were talking about what was going on with Charie Kirk, and I was like, this is the last time I'm going to talk about it. I lied. I found something we have to talk about. So we're going to talk about that right now. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed, man. Hit that like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff, man. Appreciate you guys for that. This isn't a Lit Saint episode. I was out. I was networking, but I did not drink. I went out Friday night. Correction, I went out Thursday night. Today is Friday. I went out Thursday night, and my intention was to catch up with a couple people, do some networking, just be in and out. It didn't work out that way. I don't know how many tequilas later I get home, and bro, I paid for it, man. I don't normally drink tequila. I don't normally drink light alcohol. I normally go with the darker alcohols. I'm a cognac guy. Ooh, man, I didn't have a whole lot, but I had enough to mess me up. And I think I didn't eat prior. I really didn't eat like a lot. I wasn't prepared for drinking, and I drank, and bro, it rocked my world. It rocked me. I was able to get up, get my daughter to school, but it was rough, bro. It was rough. So, yeah, as I get older, as I age, I got to watch my intake, and which is good. It's like my tolerance is getting way low, which is good, but got to watch it. So yeah, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about what's going on, because you guys see it's kind of crazy. Like the last video I put up, I put a video out today. I was just kind of, walking around the house or whatever, did a quick little video. And I was talking about how, the right was ready to go to war over this Charie Kirk thing. They're saying we're at war and all this stuff because they believed that a certain type of person committed this heinous act, this awful murder, this assassination of Charie Kirk. And it turns out the person that did it kind of came from their fold. So we were talking about that, right? And there's people out here on the right trying to lessen the blows, trying to say it was this and that. No, he's really over here. He's Antifa. He's this, he's that. It's like, look, dude was Mormon, raised in a Mormon household, mom, dad in the house, excellent student, very, very smart kid, raised Republican, mom and dad registered Republicans. This guy, no party affiliation, in one of those rabbit holes with a bunch of weirdos, and he came out and he did something horrific. That's what weirdos do. But when you look at where he came from, the way he was raised and all that kind of stuff, man, that's over there. And like I was saying, it has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with us, folks who look like me, my community, like my bubble. But people reached out to my bubble and made threats and this and that. And, it's just looking at stuff. And I came home tonight. I just got home not that long ago. And I sit down, and in my feed, there's a video from Brandon Carter. If you guys don't know who Brandon Carter is, started out as a fitness guy, but he's just an all-around G. You know, a lot of people, some people try to say bad things about Brandon Carter, but it's more about who he's with, who he hangs with, who he's cool with, who he has on his platform. You know, he might have some folks out there that might be doing some stuff that, hey, I don't agree with. But Brandon Carter will have conversations. He knows these people is whatever. Real cool guy. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him in person yet. One of these days I will. I'll be living in Miami soon. About 2 years from now, I'll be in Miami. That's where he's based. There's a bunch of people I definitely wouldn't mind meeting, but top of that list, especially now, is Brandon Carter. Brandon Carter put out a video, and he gave his thoughts on what's going on with the assassination and what's going on within American politics. And it just was so powerful. I'm like, man, I'm going to go on right now and talk about this. And I'm like, if you guys haven't seen it, you need to. This is Brandon Carter right here. You know what I mean? This is an OG. I don't know if you guys know his story, but you should definitely check him out. Like, listen to his story. He told his story a couple times on Fresh and Fit. I'm pretty sure he's told his story on his platform. If you go through his catalog, I'm sure you can find it. Or next time he's on, send him a super chat and ask him to tell the story. He'll tell it. This man's story should be heard. This man right here, he has done an extraordinarily rare thing to drag himself out of where he started to get where he is now. And it was all hard work. I hear a lot of people talk about pulling yourself up by the bootstraps, but I don't know many that actually has done it to the extent that this guy has. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to Brandon Carter, man. That's a Don DeMarco for sure. Don DeMarco. Shout out to Brandon Carter, man. You guys don't realize how hard it is to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and to make yourself something and be successful and avoid all of the pit holes and landmines that are out there, in certain communities, especially for us, man. Just keep it real. And it's hard out here as a black dude, bro. It's hard out here for a pimp. Right? It's really difficult. And when you see someone who made it and they've made it to that extent and they didn't do it through athletics, they didn't do it like through mommy and daddy's money, like they did it on their own. Bro, that is something to be celebrated. So this video is Brandon Carter's thoughts on what happened with Charie Kirk, man. And we should really listen to this. The truth about what happened to Charie Kirk is the title of the video. There's a link to it in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Please go over there, check out Brother Brandon's page, man. Subscribe, send him super chats, man. Share, all that good stuff, man. Buy his book. Whatever he's selling, man, because he is worthy of your business. So let's listen to what Brother Brandon has to say about what's going on right now. All right, here we go.
I don't know if you heard, but political commentator Charie Kirk was assassinated the other day. It's sad, for anybody to be assassinated, lose their life, even if you don't agree with that person. Me personally, I disagree with a lot of things that Charlie said vehemently, but that doesn't mean I feel like he should die for it. Yeah, I'm a big freedom of speech guy, but I take it to an extreme. I feel like anybody should say anything. That's part of being America. That's what makes our country great, even if you don't agree with them, especially if you don't agree with them, because you don't want to just live in an echo chamber. You don't want to be in a world where everybody's just a yes man. If your ideas have merit, they should stand up to scrutiny. They should stand up to challenge, but not that kind of challenge. Like ideas and words can't stand up to bullets, right? I don't think him or anyone else should be assassinated for what they said, man. I just think it's a really awful thing. What I don't.
Right now, this is pretty common. Everyone who's spoken on this that I've seen, in the black community or on the left, the moderate left, not the extreme left, this is what they're saying. They're like, bro, you should be able to say what you want to say. That's the first thing I said. The very first video we did was like, Charie Kirk doesn't deserve this. No one does. Right? I do believe in the First Amendment. You should be able to say what you want to say. And, I also believe that, there are consequences. Freedom is scary, but no one should get deleted over their words, what they have to say. And I said just what they say. It's not that they're out there mobilizing folks, training folks, telling folks what to do, who to hit, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's a dog whistle out there. Yeah, there's some, there's certain type people who are going to listen more intently to that type of message. But the dude was out there talking to people. We got Brother Michael in the building, man. What's good, fam? What's good? It's good to see you. So I just wanted to pause it there because the vast majority of people, pretty much think the same way. We believe in freedom of speech. You know what I mean? And you should not be targeted and assassinated for your words. Let's continue.
Like, is people picking sides saying, oh, it's the left's fault. I'm not political at all. I'm not left wing or right wing. I'm actually right down the center. I'm the kind of person that they try to convince to vote for him. Because if you left wing, you're going to vote left. If you're right wing, you're going to vote right. Everybody's fighting for my vote. For me, I want to listen to both sides, even people I don't agree with. And because I listen to both sides, I really believe that most people really believe they're doing the right thing. Most people are not out here trying to hurt other people deliberately. Most people, of course, you have your psychos and your crazies, but most normal people, they believe that they're doing right. And typically, most of us want the same thing, It's just different versions of it. And we're all in the same struggle. We do ourselves a disservice when we really demonize the other side and assume malice and act like that one side has a monopoly on truth or one side has a monopoly on honor. I really believe that's like weakness. Like, a strong person can actually listen to someone else's opposing ideas and stress test it. You don't get strong.
Man, he ain't lying, bro. I mean, if you're strong in mind, body, and soul, bro, you don't have a problem listening to the other side. Great leaders listen to what's going on, take it in. You know what I'm saying? And you absorb the good, right? You eat the meat, you spit out the bones, right? You leave the bad behind. You just don't demonize. It's just like, well, it came from so and so, and that's a bad idea. Like, well, let's hear it out. Let dude speak his piece. Let's hear him out. Let's hear the idea. Maybe this is the one time he has a good idea. You feel me? Brother Michael said he just watched this video, man. It's fire video. We got Manjil in the building, man. What's good, Manjil? Hey, my bad, bro. The scheduling thing was on me. I forgot that I'd been playing with the times on that video. I want to do that Hollywood casting couch thing. We're going to do it Monday for sure. We're not going to forget on Monday. It butted up with my Friday schedule and everything that was going on. I made a mistake. My bad. Thanks for reaching out to me and letting me know. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? What show? You going to do the show or what? I'm like, what show? I'm like, oh, that's right. I messed up. I was literally waiting for my daughter to get done with the football game, high school football game. She's in the band. So when you hit me up, I was literally sitting there waiting for her, and there was no way I could change it. Sorry, bro, but I'm glad you're here. Yeah, man, we do think alike because what Brandon is saying needs to be said, and his demeanor, his temperament is perfect for this man. Most folks don't really know who he is. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was shocked. Brandon's a G, man. I get it, but this really shocked me, man. Like this showed a whole new side because he never talks politics. You see the people he kick it with. You just, you assume things. I guess they say you should never assume. And for him to come out, man, this is sorely needed. I wish the mainstream media would pick up on this.
By surrounding yourself by yes men. You don't get stronger by refusing to hear what another person has to say. And I really believe when you physically attack your enemy because you disagree with them, that's when you become the monster. It makes you a tyrant, just in a different uniform. And that goes for both sides. Truth is not found in blind loyalty to one side or another. Truth is usually found somewhere in the middle of opposing viewpoints. It's in that tension, in that uncomfortable middle grounds where both sides potentially grow. History typically moves in the right direction. If you think 50 years ago, some people thought that black people and white people should be able to go to the same schools and drink at the same water fountains. Some people didn't think so. Out of that came the right decision where, I can drink at the same water fountain as one of my white homies, right? Society usually bends in the right direction, but it comes from that compromise. It works.
Man, everything he's saying is spot on. It's spot on. It's on point. When people talk about, making America great again, what made America great? America was great because, America is an idea, right? Our Constitution, that living document, bro, that's not supposed to work. Yeah, it's problems. There's some very, very bad problems. America has done some horrific things. Americans have done some horrific things, but it's like Brother Brandon just said, eventually history tends to go the right way. we all know the difference between right and wrong, at least in this country. And it tends to go the right way. You know, you want to go fight somebody, beat somebody up because they have an opposing view. That is dumb. I've never gotten into a physical conflict with someone simply because I didn't like what they had to say or was an opposing view. Most of the time I got into it because what they were saying was going to lead to some violence, or they were threatening me or my family, and you just had to go deal with them. But I'm not going to go fight somebody because they have, you know, they think the sky is pink. I'm not going to fight them on that. Or they think the earth is flat. I'm not going to fight them on it. I'm going to state the facts. Here you go. Right. And that's it. I'm going to walk away. Now, if they jump up and attack me, you got to defend yourself. But when you resort to physicality like that, when you resort to physical violence, you've lost, haven't you? Even if you win. Let's say you beat dude up, right? Beat him to a pulp. People going to look at you. Now you're the bully. Now you're the bully. And all your facts and everything has kind of been invalidated. Like, why you beating him up like that, bro? That was unnecessary. I've been there. Not over thoughts, but, you know, sometimes I pulled the trigger too soon, metaphorically speaking, jumped on somebody when I didn't really have to. Yeah, they was in the wrong, but it was just like, and my people would be around me like, bro, that was unnecessary. What are you doing? You feel me? But he's right, man. Brother Pitney's in the building. What's good, fam? Please like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff, man. So this is a great video. This is an amazing video. Definitely share this. If you don't want to share the DL Saint version, this video is linked in the description. Hit that link, get that video, and send that video to everybody. I think everyone should see this video, bro.
Best when we work together, as opposed to demonizing the other side. If you're left, then you got to understand that half the country doesn't agree with you. And if you're right, you got to understand that half the country doesn't agree with you. I'm sure there's some truth in both arguments.
Facts.
And if we can find that middle ground, that's where progress is made. And I say that as somebody who vehemently disagreed with the majority of what I heard from Charie Kirk. When he said that Martin Luther King was an awful man. I ain't agree with that, but I don't think he should be shot over it, you know? When he said that black fathers are the #1 driver of black inequality in America, the lack of black fathers. I vehemently disagree with that. And the actual studies disagree with that too. Here's a study from the CDC showing that black fathers are actually more involved in their kids' lives than any other race. We led the top.
All right. And if you want to hear more information on that, go check out The Medium Man. The Medium Man breaks it down and he just uses the stats. There's a lot of disinformation about black fathers and black men. I'm a black father. My daughter's in her bedroom right now. Right. And then, you know, they're so quick to label us deadbeat dads and this and that, when the facts, normally when you dig into it, is the state got involved, and the state made it to where you couldn't really be with your child. Why? Because we monetize children. You know, I talk about that all the time. It's an evil thing. And eventually this country will even get that right. Right? Compromise, working together. That's when America is best. You know, I hate to say it, but when America is at its best, we're normally at war trying to save the world. We save the world and we come home and we have that prosperity, you know, for a while. And we've defeated all the bad people. You know what I mean? Definitely shout out to the Medium Man, man. Check out The Medium Man. As a matter of fact, when this video is over, I will link the Medium Man's page in the description so you guys can just hit that link and go over there and check out what he's doing. But listen to what Brother Brandon is saying. I'm here to tell you, I've never been so shocked because he's never spoken on politics before. I ain't gonna lie, man. I wish he would speak on it more.
As far as involvement with our children, eating meals with our children, taking our children to activities, and actual time spent with children. Like, according to the actual studies, we led all races, but you know, that didn't fall in line with the narrative he was trying to portray. I don't think he should have died over it though, right? I disagreed with Charlie when he said if somebody forced themselves on his daughter, he would force her to have the kid. I disagree with that. I'd make a different decision under those circumstances, but I don't think he should have died over it, you know? Like, I got friends who I disagree with a lot of what they say.
Fresh and fit.
But we're still friends. You know, I can still listen to him, try to see his point of view, see what I can take good from him. Like Like Myron, I disagree with at least 50 to 60% of the shit that comes out of Myron's mouth, right? But that's my boy. Like, that's my dog in real life. Like, I talk to Myron, even though I vehemently disagree with a lot of stuff he says. But there's a certain segment of the population, when they hear someone disagree with their thoughts, they want to hurt that person. And I don't.
That's facts, man. Like, I know Myron Gangs. You know, I know Walter. I know Fresh. Like I said. And whenever I talk about Myron and we're talking about the red pill stuff, man, we're talking about dating dynamics and, you know, the way women make select. What do I say? Like, bro, I agree with, when he's talking about that, I agree with at least 90-95% of what he's saying. I would say definitely 90% of what he's saying. He goes off on tangents and stuff like that, not wanting to sexually please your woman. Like, I don't believe in that at all, right? You know, some of the things that he says, you know, I don't agree with, but like I said, 90% of the stuff he's talking about, like what you should do as a man, how you should be as a man, putting in the work and all that, become the best version of yourself, 100%. I believe in all that. You know, understanding the rules and how the game is played, 100%. I agree with that. You know, how to you know, run numbers and being honest with the women, tell them what's going on, don't lie to them, 100%. I agree to that, 100%. His politics. Nah, I'll leave that over there. Y'all go do that. I'm not messing with your politics. That's way too extreme for me. And Brandon Carter feels the same way. But that doesn't mean I can't be cool with you. That doesn't mean I'm wish death upon you. No. As a matter of fact, when all this thing popped off, man, I sent a text to Myron and Fresh. As I'm sure a lot of people, thousands of people probably did, because they know a lot of folks. There's a lot of folks out there that care about them dudes. I was like, man, be careful. Be careful. Ain't none of this worth catching a bullet over, man. Be careful. And Fresh, like, he's not as committed on the political thing, but still, Fresh is outside. Like, bro, pay attention. I send no messages, man. I like them dudes. I have no problem with Myron and Fresh. I like Myron and Fresh. I don't want to see anything bad happen to him, right? And I'm pretty sure that Brandon is saying the same thing to him. Like, Brandon and I come from a different world. Like, this type of hyper violence, unfortunately, is normal to us. Not that we deal with it now where we are in our lives. Again, I don't know Brandon Carter. I've never met him, just based on hearing his story and all that. But I get it. He walks outside, he's looking. You can't stop. It's things that you see and you learn coming up the way we came up, man. It just doesn't leave you. You see it coming, because you know if you don't see it coming, it might be a problem. You might not survive the day. So you have to keep your head on the swivel, man. Stay on your tippy toes and see it coming, right? Myron and Fresh didn't grow up in that world. Charie Kirk didn't grow up in that world. Look what happened.
I think that's where progress is made. You know, when I see the pictures of Charlie's family and shit, I get really sad, especially he had young kids, and he was only 31. That's relatively young, you know? Y'all know my story. I lost my father. And so that shit kind of hits home, you know? And it's like, fuck, man, at the end of the day, he was just saying words. And it's to the point where I saw this coming, not saying he deserved it, not saying he should, but I saw this coming, not necessarily with him, but just in general. It's like, it's a lot of creators who got famous, or like figures who got famous and got really big being controversial, because the more controversial you get, the more the algorithm loves it. The algorithm loves extremists. So the more extreme you could be, the more you're going to be rewarded by the algorithm. Yeah.
Which is wild. And that's probably why we don't get rewarded by the algorithm over here, man, because we're talking sense. We're over here talking. I'm just an old dude trying to talk to the young players out there and trying to help y'all get your shit together. I'm not being controversial. I'm not looking for people for clickbait and to rage quit and call people names. I ain't trying to do that. I've been on platforms where when people start talking nonsense to me, man, I just sit back and the chat goes crazy and laugh because they see it. It's like, bro, like, I'm not part of this, bro. I don't want nothing to do with this, man. It's just, y'all on some bullshit right here, bro. I'm trying to have a real conversation that maybe someone could take something from that conversation that's going to help them make that change that they need in their life at that moment. They want to just spark something right there when it's like the aha moment, like, okay, that's what I'm trying to do over here. The algorithm doesn't like that. Why? Because I'm trying to keep people alive, man, as best I can, help folks out, to walk them, get them to come out away from the edge, come away from the abyss. The algorithm is going to push you right on over, just like this crazy dude, this weirdo dude that committed this horrible crime, right? Sorry, man, you can't tell me the algorithm didn't have something to do with that. Brother Pitney, you're right, man. Here's a wake-up call for social media personalities. And a lot of them already have quit, at least taking the time out. On the left, especially, it's happening on the right. Nick Fuentes is out there trying to figure out what he gonna do. And that dude, when you talk about hate, he's on some real extreme stuff, and it's out there. You ain't no walking it back. And Nick Fuentes is smart enough to know, like, the next time that dude, whoever the weirdo comes to his house, they gonna get him. He know it, right? All these extreme people on the left and the right, man. This YouTube thing is definitely a wake up call. You're right about that, man. You're right about that. Now, thank you, Brother Michael, man. For real, for real. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. You know, because to me, that's what it's all about, bro. I got here because people helped me. There are a lot of people that helped me. There's some people out there trying to hurt me. There's some people out there trying to take advantage of me. There's some people out there that wanted to tempt me to go down the road they went down. You know what I'm saying? And luckily, I didn't go all the way down the road, because there was people along the way saying, man, don't do that. Stop. You're better than that. You know you can do better. And I got better opportunities, and I learned how to network. Just little things along the way helped me to get here. So many of my friends, man, didn't make it. Didn't make it. Either they lost their freedom or they lost their life. Some of them lost their sanity. I don't know which is worse, to be honest with you. Let's continue.
Ever wonder why I never talk about my political views? This was a good example. You know, I would just urge all of us, man, to really go out of our ways to have compassion for him, even if you disagree with him. Again, I vehemently disagree with majority of the things he said.
Facts.
Right? But you don't want to celebrate someone's death when something like that happens, you know? And you definitely don't want to demonize either side, right? Because this shit happens on the left too, right? There was 2 politicians who were shot in Minnesota not long ago, right? It's not a left or right thing. It's a thing where there's too much intolerance of ideas. And if we can dial back the rhetoric and really try to understand each other on both sides, I know it'd be a lot easier to make progress. Definitely a lot easier than this. I see both sides using this as like leverage to get their shit across, you know? And that shit is like so foul to me. Like, I see people on the right saying shit like, man, the radical left, just why the left needs it. And I see people on the right. I mean, I just see both sides. Both sides.
I mean, you got the president of the United States, man. This is one of the reasons I don't like Donald Trump in the role that he has as president of the United States, leader of the free world. Donald Trump was one of the first people to blame the radical left on this horrific crime, completely ignoring the profile. Like, come on, bro. What are you talking about? Main one. Still just putting out disinformation. He the main one. Like, bro, I don't know if he believes it. Maybe he believes it. I don't know. Right? But you know, and you got a guy like, right now, the Supreme Court has basically, at least for now, legalized profiling. So ICE officials, federal agents, can stop you and detain you, question you, if you look Latin, you don't speak proper English, or no English at all, or broken English, if you're in an area commonly used by undocumented persons, or at a location that's commonly frequented by undocumented persons. Bro, this is enshrined by law now. They can stop you as a U.S. citizen, demand that you prove that you belong in America by asking you a series of questions, and they can lock you up. They can drag you off and detain you. Right. And this is being upheld by the Supreme Court right now. So this is definitely something bad. This is horrific. This is not what America is based on. And it used to be the Republicans that were the ones looking out for that. They're literally having federal agents with their face covered walk up to American citizens, or just people that they think are non-citizens, and demanding to see their papers, bro. Your papers, please. And that's straight out of 1940s Germany.
Using this as a ploy, it's like, man, at the end of the day, he was a human being, his family. But I wish there was a way we can dial back the rhetoric and really try to understand each other and find a common ground. Because the truth is, both sides, we have more in common than we think.
That's
right?
a fact.
And we agree on more things than we disagree on things. Like, if
That's
there was like a diagram, and then when it crossed the center, it would be way bigger than what's on it.
This right here is absolutely true. when I go out and I talk to my conservative friends or my liberal friends, when I talk to MAGA people, I've been on boat rides with MAGA people, just on their like boats. You know what I mean? I've been at dinners and events with MAGA people and left people, extreme left people too. And when we had conversations, bro, it is the same. We want prosperity for our family. We want safety for American citizens. We want, we want to uphold the Constitution. And when you, like you said, this diagram right here, this is a fact. This America agrees on way more than what we disagree on. This is 100% fact. Coming from Brandon Carter, man, like I said, man, a real G. And I'm here to tell you, man, when I go out here, I live in Central Florida, bro. This is definitely conservative Republican country. It used to be MAGA land, but MAGA is backing down big time because a lot of people aren't happy with what they're seeing. But, man, we go out and we talk all the time. This whole thing with, undocumented migrants and, illegal immigration. I don't have a problem if law enforcement comes across someone that's in the country illegally, once they're processed for whatever crime they committed or whatever, and that's all taken care of, that the feds come in and deport them or do the hearings or whatever it is. I don't have a problem with that. Right? Most Americans don't have a problem with that. Most Americans like, yeah, we got a problem with illegal immigration. We need to sort that out. We need to fix it. That's most Americans. But those same Americans will definitely have a problem with the way this administration is carrying it out. Simple as that, bro. So he's 100% correct.
Outside, but when we focus on the outside, both liberals and conservatives, want to take care of their families. They want to provide for their families. Yep. They want America to be strong. It's just they want different versions of it. Facts. And if we can find common ground and build on that, then it'd be easier to make progress. But this is not the way. Killing other people is not the way. Attempted assassination of those Democratic candidates in Minnesota, that's not the way. What happened to Charie is not the way.
And that's the end. It was a quick, short, sweet, to the point, man. Down to Marco to that, brother.
Down to Marco.
He is 100% correct. None of that's the way. None of it. Right? Americans just want what's best for America. That's it. Right? Americans like, we shouldn't be involved in these foreign wars. But if it makes sense for us to get involved, because if we let it go, then they're gonna come get us later. Then America gonna be like, all right, go ahead and deal with that. But we don't talk about it. People just kind of force it. We're just gonna force it, right? Sometimes you got to go fight, man. And it is better, in my opinion, to fight them over there than it is to fight them over here. But again, this is a democracy, bro. When people, republic, you know what I mean. But when people vote to send their representative to Washington, that representative is supposed to reflect the people who sent them there. But all too often, we'll send somebody to the halls of power, and they might take a little bit of money or see it a different way, knowing how the people where they live want to vote, and do exactly the opposite. Like, well, they sent me here and they know I ain't really on that, so they're gonna understand I'm gonna vote this way. Like, nah, bro, you're supposed to vote the way the people want you to vote. But right now we just need a voice of reason coming from a real buff, successful black man who pulled himself up by the bootstraps. And I'm talking about Brandon Carter. He's made himself into someone. He's respected. His legacy will be one of a good man who did what he had to do to be successful and took care of his business, right? And for him to come and talk politics, which he normally doesn't, he just hit the target in the bullseye. He was spot on everything he said. Please watch that video, guys. Again, listen to it while you're cleaning up the house or driving somewhere. Just listen to what he's saying. Talk to your friends. If you know some people who fall down these rabbit holes, they start getting extreme on the left or the right, man. Talk to them like, man, what are you talking about? I've been in some of these discords, and I hear people talking. When we were setting up the Fresh and Fit Council Club thing, the city groups, There were a few guys out there that were straight weirdos, man, like just going off. Why? Because they went down these rabbit holes and they came out of one bubble and came into our organization thinking that every one of us thought like him. It's like, nah, bro, you sound like a weirdo right now. What's wrong with you? And just started going crazy. He didn't know how to articulate his point. All he did was start spamming and just saying really crazy anti-Semitic stuff. And, you know, like, what are you doing, son? Weirdo, young guy. He just didn't know any better. So when you come across these people and you cool with them, talk to them. Hey, when they say something on the sly about all people this or all people that, talking about black people, gay people, trans people, you know what I mean, Jewish people, Muslims, right? Whatever subgroup they're talking about. And they start saying some stuff, man, they probing. They trying to see where you at with it. If you let that fly, they gonna keep doing it. They gonna double down and double down and double down. And then the real bad words start coming out because they're gonna believe you ain't said nothing yet, so you must be down with this. You must be part of my echo chamber. So you gotta let them know as soon as you hear it up front, like, come on, man, you sound like a weirdo, man. You don't mean that. Right? And then start hitting them with facts. Right? Hit them with a fact. Here's this. Here's that. And if they call it fake news, well, it came from the Center of Disease Control, and you know that's all fake news. That's all propaganda. Well, you know, if they're unwilling to accept facts, there's nothing you can do for that person. Now you need to get away from that person because it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse, man. It's kind of like when Anakin and Obi-Wan, man, they had to go to blows. Anakin went down the dark path, bro. He became Sith. There was nothing Obi-Wan could do about it. They had to take him out. Right? So encourage conversation, encourage dialogue, you know, try to help these folks. You know, when folks say, hey man, let's go into this Discord or let's go into this website, let's play games online for 10 hours straight. How about say, you know what, man? How about we go down to the lake? How about we go outside, play some basketball or some football, you know, play some softball, kickball. Like, hey man, I got these girls. They're real cool. We're going to go play some kickball. We're going to go play some dodgeball, right? I'm in this league. Won't you come with me and get outside and meet some real people, right? And when you're with some dudes who just don't understand how to interact with women, they start saying wild stuff, man. Coach them up. Coach them up. Like, bro, what you doing, man? Don't do that. Don't say that. Come on, man. You're going to scare them up because that's how we learn. Trial and error. We're out there like, hey, man, calm down. Right? The girls that hang around, if one dude is cool, they'll hang around and just say, hey, sorry about that, ladies. Let me go holler here real quick. Tell the dude to calm down. Someone had to train me up. And I trained up people. And the person who trained me up got trained up by somebody. But if you don't go outside and if you don't have friends, if you don't have a crew, if you don't have a tribe, and you go outside and you don't go outside, well, how you going to learn this stuff, man? You can't learn this online. You can't learn this, bro. You can watch red pill content until your eyes fall out, bro. It's not going to help you until you go outside and put it to use. Simple. I can tell you all day long, but until you go outside and put it to use, it's not going to work. You got to get outside, guys. Got to get outside. So that's it. That's a quick one. I got to go to sleep. Got to get up in a few hours. Got to get up really early. Got someplace to take my daughter. So I'm going to leave it there. I really appreciate y'all, man. Brother Mike, thank you. Brother Michael, thank you. Brother Pitney, thank you. You know what I mean? Mandrell, thank you. I appreciate it. I know it's late. For those who are watching on Team Replay, man, I appreciate y'all. You know, definitely send this to someone who needs to see it, you know, and come back over here. You know, I'm DL Saint, man. Come back over here and check out the platform. You know, we're talking about all kind of crazy stuff over here. If you know some young man who doesn't want to go outside, who spends all his time online, and they're using these coded phrases and these crazy emojis, man, send them my way, please. Send them over here. Hopefully we can talk to them, get them sparked over here on the right path, and then, you know, get them to start going outside, get them to dress better, get them to work out. Show them it's not that hard to meet people, man. It's fun to go out there and interact, man. It's fun. It's better than video games. Right? To go out there and show you how to hustle. It's fun. But you got to go outside. Got to get out there, bro. Got to get out there. So that's it. That's all I got, man. I got to go to bed. I doubt if I do anything tomorrow being Saturday. I know it's already Saturday. I doubt if I jump on here, but who knows? I might. But I'll definitely be back on Monday. We're going to talk about the casting couch, the Hollywood land stories. Man, I got stories for you, man. That's going to be a good conversation. Again, I apologize for the mix up that I had today. I had it scheduled today, my bad. And I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking out with me. I'm DL Saint. This is the I Really Want to Know podcast. Hold on, Mandrell saying I'm going to watch John Wick. Well, boy, you stay up too late, man. I get it though, man. You know, you was on the teams, man. This is the time that the paratroopers and Green Berets and Rangers actually do work. You know, that's why it's so hard for us to go to sleep sometimes. But anyway, I'm DL Saint, man. This is the I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.